sales. We tried the
Okay,
hard OLEDs that were being
we are
complained
live.
about, and the soft OLEDs as well.
We
But
are
the
live.
12 Pro
We are,
Max that I have,
Brian.
can anybody hear me?
Brad.
No, we're
Brad,
not live
hold
yet.
on.
We just went live now. We are
Oh.
live now.
Oh,
Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing? Okay, so
Great.
we are live. Thank you for watching. We have some really good topics to talk about today. One being this iOS 16 crazy thing that is going around in the industry. We want to talk about that. We have some amazing people on here that have been testing and working this for the past couple of days. And then we're going to talk about the iPhone 14. Is this the industry killer? Are we looking at repair ending moving forward? You know?
Dum,
So,
dum, dum.
dum, dum, dum. Okay, so let's just talk about the iOS 16. Now, those of you that are watching, please make sure that you comment. We want to talk with you, not at you. So please comment your thoughts, what issues you're finding at your store. I want to lead off with, why don't we go around, just everybody introduce themselves in case somebody doesn't know. Some of us that are on here, I'm Nicole with Cellbotics Training Center and Repairs First. We provide everything you need to train all of your employees, and we partnered with Repairs First. And there's nothing better out there. If you need support, you want operations training, business support, discounts, train your employees, become a Repairs First member. If you're curious about it, you can just reach out to me directly or to the platform. But it's an amazing subscription. So with that, I'll go to Brad.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brad with Repairs First. I've been with Repairs First, a co-founder. Since when? 2000. We opened up when? Well, Jeremy, 2018.
2019.
Yeah.
2019.
So we're co-founder with that. I've before that we're owners of about 6-7 stores, so we have experience in the multi-level store. So I'll pass the buck over to my left, right.
There we go. That way.
Hey, everyone. I'm Brian with Wholesale Gadget Parts. I'm the leader of the quality control team here, I guess you could say. I don't like manager, but I'm the leader. Been with them since 2013, 2014, I believe. We'll just say going on 8 years now.
Awesome. All right.
I'm Jeremy Kwiatkowski. Some would say I'm the original founder of the repair industry. I founded a company called CPR Cell Phone Repair in 1998. Started franchising that in 2005 and sold the company off in 2015. And currently am the CEO of Repairs First and the executive director of the Gadget Repair Expo. So welcome, everybody, and we're so excited about this expo coming up in a month. I just can't wait. I'm excited.
It's going to be amazing.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mark?
I'm Mark with Axiom Armor, and we basically have our biggest selling product is the screen film system. I'm sure everybody's pretty much heard about it now because I've been so vocal. Sorry about that. But when you're passionate about something, you live in that industry, and there you go. So that's me.
Hey.
Thank you, Mark. All right. Brian.
Hi, my name is Brian Ahern. I am the COO and co-founder with Brad and Jeremy of Repairs First Association. Been started with Jeremy at CPR as a VP. I think it was 1999 or 2000 I started with them. So been in the electronics industry now right at 12 years. After the franchise, I had 9 locations here in the Kansas City area under the name Phone Medic. Currently I'm also with the Gadget Repair Expo. So many companies. Also with the Gadget Repair Expo with Nicole and Jeremy and Brad. And thank you all for coming on the call. We look forward to answering any questions you may have.
Thank you. All right. Brad, Injured Gadgets.
Yep. So I'm Brad with Injured Gadgets. I handle a lot of things as far as QC, technical insight, technical support. I've been with IG since 2017, and I've been doing technical repairs for over 15 years before the iPhone was the thing. So very well versed in the changes that this industry goes through year after year.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Chris? Chris.
What's up, guys? My name is Chris. I'm with Reselling Electronics for Profit. I teach people how to buy and resell a lot more than just phones, but iPhones, MacBooks, iPads, smartwatches, cameras. And I show people how to make 30 to 40% profits buying locally and then selling online.
Thank you. Thanks for being here, Chris. All right. No?
Hey, my name is Noreen. I'm with Pure Refurb Lab. I'm the one-stop shop for screen refurbishing, machine supplies, and training based in USA. I do train a lot of shop owner as well as a lot of enterprise level customer who does screen refurbishing for insurance company and carrier store and such as.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, Ahmed's on. Ahmed was finishing up a call. Ahmed, just say who you are and what you do.
Okay, Ahmed Abu Sharbin. I'm the CEO of at Upluck Social. I can help you with social media. I can help you with prepaid and all the telecom needs. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Okay, so we are talking about the issue, the buzz going around the industry about the iOS 16. We have a lot of people watching right now, and so we really want to try to provide some information and value of what's going on. So I feel like I really want to lean on Brad and Brian here. Brian with Wholesale Gadget Parts and Brad with Injured Gadgets. They've both are, you know, they're with parts companies and they are knee deep in this. And so do you guys want to maybe give a little light about what's going on? You know, there's been a lot of chatter in the industry, and then we can kind of talk about what you're seeing.
Yeah, of course. It doesn't matter, Brian, if you want to go first, or I can.
Oh, no, Brad, go ahead. I think you were hitting it right on the head earlier, so go for it, man.
Brian,
Cool.
yeah.
So iOS 16 has been released. What we're understanding is, as we always do, new release of phone gets new release of iOS. So the iOS is released in conjunction and a little before the new devices come out. So that's what we're dealing with. We have the iPhone 14 coming out, so we're dealing with iOS 16. As it was released, there was betas. Didn't really hear anything through the betas. As the release candidate was finalized and polished up, it was released, and now we have a full release to the public. And then now we seem to be getting a plethora of complaints. Various complaints on various models. From what I've seen, it's 11 Pro Max, it's 12 Pro Max, it's soft OLED, it's hard OLED, it's touch issues, it's screen blacking out. So from seeing all these various reports from various vendors, from various factories, I haven't myself been able to recreate it with the same components that people are complaining of. So I'm trying to collect data in the past day or so after I've tested all these devices, anywhere from iPhone 11, 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro Max, and a 13. Installed all of our various screens on them and updated them. I updated them all through 3U tools, and I've gotten some information that this has happened through iTunes Flash and through an OTA update confirmed with our parts. So what I have in front of me is a 12 Pro Max that I haven't updated yet, that I'm running an OTA update on right now. So we'll see how that goes and see if we get any kind of like blacked out screens. So we have seen that various vendors are having more issues, and we do have confirmed issues with some of our parts. We haven't been able to recreate it, but that's what we're working on to pinpoint exactly when and why it's happening. But so far, we're just mixed results, honestly. Like, there is confirmed issues, and I have confirmed parts here that are working without issues. So the devices that I do have here, they've been tested for over 24 hours. iOS 16 has been on. The complete iOS has been gone through. I've touched on every app. I've opened every app. I've changed settings. I rebooted the phone. I reset the phone, and I let the battery die twice and recharged it. And it's still sitting on iOS 16 with a hard OLED. The hard OLED was installed when the update was done. But like I said, I haven't been able to actually recreate and pinpoint it myself. But I have trusted resources that have told me and showed me that the same batch numbers that they're having issues with are the same batch numbers that I'm working on. Batch numbers meaning that we get various shipments of these, components and assemblies, and they may be having a varying different degree of components in the assembly. So I do know that we're working on the same batch numbers. So it's just still trying to figure out exactly what's happening. So to know that it happens on iTunes and it happens on OTA, it just gives a lot of varying degree about when and why it's happening. Myself, my personal opinion, I don't believe that it's intentional from Apple. They have been caught doing intentional things, but I don't think this is one of them. I feel like that they was news to them just like it was news to us. I don't feel like Apple sends out agents to China. I don't feel like they collect aftermarket panels, and I doubt they spend any time or money doing a lot of R&D to make sure that these components stay incompatible. It just doesn't seem
Right.
like how it happened. So they found out just like we found out, and they will push a fix for this, whatever it happens. They don't want their customers to be left with a device that's unusable, regardless of how they feel about repair industry. So all the hearsay about that this is intentional, I just don't believe that. I feel like the fix will happen. I've seen that 6.1 beta is already out. So I'm testing that next after the OTA update. I'll downgrade some of these phones and re-update them. And I'll continue to push updates to the post and what, but I did want to spend some time with you guys here. I'll take collections as far as like data, if I can get any more insight about what you guys are experiencing as well.
So if somebody has some information for you, please reach out to him. You can call Injured Gadgets and ask for Brad, or you can reach him out on Facebook if you can find him on there. But so what you're saying is this is like hit or miss. Like sometimes it's happening, sometimes not happening. Brian, I know you had mentioned this too. What are your thoughts around that? Like your opinion, because none of us know right now. So,
so all of our phones, we kind of came up with the same results as Brad. We hadn't been able to recreate it yet. We did get some feedback from our factories saying, soft OLEDs, hard OLEDs, 11 Pro Max, 12 Pro Max, having the issue. But again, we haven't been able to recreate it. And one of the things that, I had mentioned to my boss is like, I don't think we're going to be able to recreate it because, all of our phones are perfect phones in a perfect world. They're not used on a daily basis as personal phones. They don't have all these different apps on them that other people use. And so me personally, I can't talk for other suppliers, but I have this sneaky suspicion. It goes back to like the Snapchat days when Apple did an update and Snapchat froze everyone's camera for a little while because it was incompatible, because Snapchat didn't do an update to be compatible with the new iOS. I think we're just kind of running into the same problem here. And as these apps start updating their stuff, you'll start hearing less and less about these problems. I agree with Brad. I don't think it's anything intentional from Apple. I just think it's just an incompatibility between apps and stuff like that, and it's having an adverse effect.
Okay, I want to address some comments because there are some comments. Okay, Masni, he says, is there possible iPhone 8 Plus to update to iOS 6? Got any issues so far? Anyone? Anybody? If none of you guys have updated it, if you've updated it, can you comment below if you're someone who has updated it and had any issues? Nope. Okay. All right. So nobody's done that yet, but you could try and comment and let us know. One other person says, this was a targeted attack. Only a small percentage of phones will be affected. That way it doesn't seem obvious.
Yeah, but if it was a targeted attack, then number one, how did they choose who they were going to attack? And why did they choose those people? I mean, we're talking about repair shops that have phones in their shop. We're talking about regular people that have never had their phone repaired or having the same type of symptoms. So I don't believe that for one instance that it was a targeted attack. I mean, if it was, man, it was very well thought out, very planned over a very long time. It's very random.
It's the new Tesla phone coming out.
Yeah,
Brad, we can't see you yet. If you can hear us, we know the camera's trying to connect. Okay.
So question. So nobody should update their phone right now. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it's kind of at your own risk.
Yeah.
It's at your own risk right now. I mean, because you don't know if your phone's going to be affected. The only way to really isolate what's causing the problem, and it was like when I worked in the repair industry and I had a customer's phone that I repaired and they come back and we're having problems. The first thing I would do was wipe their phone clean and start adding back one app at a time until I found the app that was causing the problem. And that's just not feasible to do with this.
Well, I think we've had this conversation, multiple times amongst our shop managers, et cetera, that, you know, people ask, we tell them, don't put your phone on auto update because that first update could be a problem. Wait until you think that you need to, or like you've heard that, you know, give us a call. You know, have you, you know, is it safe now? Because I mean, as any new release, it's always buggy. It seems to be. Over the last, since 2005, since what is that the first iPhone that came out in 05? You know, it's always been an issue with some software updates when they first release comes out. So,
Well, yeah,
I'll
because
let Brad back too. I wanted to let him give his opinion before I go to the next comment real quick. Brad, somebody is saying this is a targeted attack. Only a small percentage of the phones will be affected. That way it doesn't seem obvious. I don't think so, but
no, that's not true at all.
Yeah. I want to acknowledge the people out there that are very scared about this. And I don't want our laughing a little bit to make it seem like we think your fears are a joke. I understand as a shop owner, if you're sitting in your shop right now and you run this as a one-man shop and, you know, maybe you're just a couple of years old and, you know, or maybe you're just opened and you're like, oh my God, what is this? Don't freak out. We're going to talk about this in a minute. But it, you know, I don't think it's an attack either. But I mean, this is just our opinion. So
I think the one thing we have to remember as an industry is that this iOS was built for iPhone 14 and then backwards tracked to release to other phones. That, I mean, so it's optimized for the newest phone, not the latest phone. So there's going to be problems. There's going to be bugs.
Okay, thank you, Brad. What were you saying too?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a post that I had seen. It goes into like what he was saying, like these arts and stuff are designed for not this iOS. And then again too, like these panels that are having issues are like hard OLEDs and aftermarket soft OLEDs, which weren't available when these phones were first released. It took a lot of research and development to get all these components to work in conjunction to display the iOS without it being any Apple's parts. So there was like what I was mentioning originally was there was a post and somebody had showed an aftermarket screen and it was like an iPhone 4. It was a Justin Carroll with Fruit Fix. And it had like a tag on the back of it that said this screen was only for like iOS 6 and above. And if you correlate there what iOS we're dealing with, these issues have been going on, to kind of back you up, Nicole, what you were saying, have been going on year in and year out. Every time there's a new device, there's a new iOS, and there's incompatibility issues that us and even Apple themselves are not aware of, and they push fixes. If you guys remember Air 39, which completely like didn't even allow the phone to update if you had an aftermarket part, which one of the biggest scares about why people still correlate this issue with being intentional was that was a targeted attack again, and that wasn't true. They immediately, as fast as they could, pushed a fix for that and allowed aftermarkets to keep functioning. Everybody was like, oh, Apple doesn't want aftermarket parts on their phone. They'll never allow that to happen again, which they quickly came in with an update, and here we are many iOSs later. And so I would just, like you said, rest assured that this will be fixed. And even it's like frantic as we're trying to collect data and figure out why this is happening, Apple will have a fix before we even figure it all out. They're the ones that.
I agree with you 100%, but
yeah, I could say
we're getting a lot of comments, and so I wanted to address them.
If Apple wanted to do something purposely, the backlash would be so huge that, you know, I think somebody just put a comment on here that there was a battery where they slowed the phones down because of the battery problem. Remember that they got kind of caught with their hand in the cookie jar on that one?
I feel like that was something intentional.
Let me go through your comments real quick.
I think the backlash was so huge that I think they really learned a lesson there. And I just don't see that they're really trying to put themselves in a position again where they could be busted for, you know, purposely doing something malicious to their people's phones.
Someone commented Walquace, which is, you know, Mobile Centrics. We would love to have you on here. Walquace, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about getting you on here. So please reach out to me. People are tagging you, so we would love to have you on some of these lives. Next one, does programming seem to make any difference, positive or negative? Anybody tried programming? No.
We always do the True Tone copy.
I've been with and without True Tone. I don't think that's an affecting matter.
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you think it's not intentional?
Because if it was intentional, it would only affect repaired phones.
Right.
There you go.
I think a lot of from
If I can
From the
ask,
shop's
Yeah.
Go ahead.
have you guys who doing all the testing? I know that the phones that you're working on, they have probably like little to no apps on them, right? Is there any kind of evidence out there, any kind of tie-in to where this might be related to a particular app on the phone that is causing it to happen, and not an actual hardware issue?
I have a 12 Pro, and it's never been fixed before. It still has the same original parts. And yesterday morning, it actually shut off by itself and went back to the Apple screen, and it powered on. So it's definitely not a parts issue.
I see. Okay. All right. Somebody's saying LOL. I don't know if that's a good response or not. You might be laughing at us and saying we're wrong, but that's okay. We respect your opinion. Issue, yes.
The error with everything happens all the time. There is recall in all kind of cars all the time. There's always going to be an error somewhere happen down the road. I think Apple will fix it and things will get back again.
Another user says yes, it was planned, like eliminating the SIM tray to stop our SIM unlocks.
Well, our SIM
So I'll
unlocks
say
are kind of in the gray area anyway. So, I mean, I can understand because all carriers will unlock a phone that's paid off. The only reason to unlock a phone with an RSIM is if it's blacklisted, to my understanding. So
I think a lot
it
of
still
that's
doesn't
true.
justify saying it was an attack, a planned attack or anything.
I think a
I'm
lot
just
of
showing
fear-based.
comments because we're getting a lot of comments, so I'm just kind of rolling through them.
I mean, definitely Apple want to control a little more on their handsets. That's the eSIM is a little control, but the errors and the problem with iOS 16 is not. It's not. It's an error of the app, of the update.
So somebody said here, rolling it back has fixed it. Awesome. Thank you for that comment. We appreciate it. We want information from you. You guys, we need to help each other. You guys know that this industry works as a collective. That's why communication is so important between us. If you experience something you find a fix, share it and let's talk. So
Somebody has their mic on and very loud in the background.
I will mute. No, who is that? Oh, it's Nah.
No,
No.
you're grounded now.
They're working really good. No calls yet for us. It's not an attack. When you switch iPhone 13 Apple OEM screens, no Face ID. Many explain in history of bugs causing issues with iPhones. There is a fix online with downloading with imaging.
Downgrading.
I want to say maybe. I don't know.
Downgrading.
Downgrading.
Mm.
Okay.
We're backing you up.
Awesome. Thank you for backing us up. Is it the same thing that happens every update or release? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot. This one just happened to coincide with the release of the 14, so it seemed like it was a much bigger issue, I think.
Oh, you know what? iPhone 13 came out. We had a bunch of issues. I mean, it's no different.
Mm-hmm.
One person says apparently you all forgot Apple supposedly slowed down phones. No, we didn't forget. Got caught, admitted it, and was sued. We know we didn't forget. We're not saying it's perfect, but is this to just cold turkey cut the repair industry? No, because it would affect repaired phones only. I like that example. That's a great example. If it was just to attack the repair industry, it would only stop working on repaired phones.
Yeah, for example, the thing with the iPhone 13 with Face ID, that was Apple doing something to try and restrict repair because Face ID wouldn't work if you replace the screen, and then they wrote a subroutine that allowed it to come back. That was definitely something, but I mean, it was still something that came because of the release of the new iPhone. And I don't think that one was intentional either. I think they were just trying to protect Face ID, and they missed something in the midst of all their programming, because it's not like you can just cookie cut a phone program. I mean, there's a lot of time, a lot of effort that goes into that, and I mean, we're all human. We're going to miss something, right?
I think that this comment is what they're saying. iOS built for all devices. Updates are not built around a certain device. That info is false. I'm not sure. What do they mean?
Well, okay, so if that were the case, and Brad, you can chime in on this at any time, but if that were the case, then all the batteries would be the same for every phone. All the screens would be exactly the same. I mean, you're talking like different operating parameters for all that stuff.
iOS is built for all devices, but the firmware files are all like separate themselves based on what device it is and based on what version it is. But what iOS is not built for is aftermarket parts, and that's the parts that are having issues.
All right.
Well, that's not the only parts that are having issues. I've gotten reports of people that have phones that haven't been repaired that are having issues.
Well, just like
the issues that
Brad
I've seen
Broom's
with like
phone.
OEM parts are like the terms and conditions bug. I haven't seen like blackout issues or touch response issues on OEMs. That would be new to me.
Well, somebody says here only iPhone 12 Pro Max hard OLED from mobile centric is having an issue. Might be from other suppliers as well, but no other
I've
models
seen
have.
confirmed reports of our parts as well.
You've seen it on your parts as well.
Yeah, our hard OLEDs are as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but,
So
yeah,
it's
I'm
not
trying to
just
recreate
mobile
it
centric. Let's not pick on mobile centric.
No, I mean, it's all of us. It's an industry-wide thing.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys for that. Home button block on iPhone 6. Oh my God, that was so awful. People lost everything. Yes. Thank you, Dustin. You're right.
To make a
thought that was
point on
the 8.
hard OLEDs, why don't you just start using soft? I mean, it seems like there's always issues with the hard OLED, no matter what. Either it's an update issue or it's a product quality issue.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a different conversation.
At the end of the
I feel like that's
day,
a lot based on
you're only
market.
saving a couple dollars by using a hard OLED. I think it's, something we should all be moving away from.
We never use hard OLED, but yesterday we have an experience with 11 Pro Max. We used 2 soft OLED. That phone is for trade-in, so we keep a couple hard OLED in stock just in case for some customer who just want to really cheap and just wanted to do a trade-in and stuff like that. So we gave option for a few customers. So we have bad experience with soft OLED because soft OLED is a little bit cheaper than OEM that we offer to customers. 2 soft OLED has issue because I purposely did that. So I tested before I updated to the iOS 16, and I installed that soft OLED and I updated to iOS 16, and then it's bad touch. So I replaced another soft OLED, it's bad touch, and then I replaced with the IG hard OLED, and it seems good. So I think it's just a software thing though. I thought it's that part is defect. So I test with another phone, but it wasn't have bad issue. Another phone has iOS 15.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Noah. We appreciate that. The slowdown was done for good reason, but they didn't do it the right way. Anyway, you are all the pros here. I'm just some guy who has been repairing iPhones since the 3 came out.
That's a long time.
We're not saying you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. No, I think that it takes all of us to really, talk together and understand the problems that are out there in the industry, because not any one of us is a single expert. I don't believe. I mean, that's why we have all these fantastic people on this call, because we want to get consensus of what we've seen and what we've learned over the last few days on this. And I don't think any one of us could say that we're the expert by any means. And that's why we need input from people like yourself. We have a name here, Facebook user, that can give us feedback on what they've learned too. And to harp about repairs first a little bit, with over 600 locations, we get a lot of feedback by things like this, problems like this, where you can be part of a community that can actually touch base with and understand, some of the issues that are out there and how to fix them. Right. Franchise level support without paying the franchise fees. That's simple.
Exactly.
So that's how you become more experts. It's not us that are the experts. It's all of this combined community together.
It's a collective. I tell this to my students all the time because they'll come to our class and think that we know everything. And we're like, no, we just know a lot of people who are really good at little things here and there, and everybody works together and shares, and that's all it is. It's a collective. That's why it's so important that the community work together,
We know commonalities. We get a lot of feedback, and I always use the example, it takes a village.
It does.
People use that example when you're talking about kids. I'm not saying anybody here is a kid. I'm saying it takes a village. metaphor in this instance. And you're right. By us all working together and having a commonality and a common goal and a common direction, we will persevere over these things as we work together. So, yeah.
Yeah, but
So
no,
we're
that's
talking
not
about
what we're
repair
saying
first,
at all.
right?
Yeah, well, I was, yes. No.
Okay. So the only thing that catch me to join the Repair First program is payment with the Square. So the normal rate is about close to 3%, right? So if you join with the Repair First, you got 1.98%
We actually
for the
have a better
processing
one.
No, we
fees.
have a better
That
one than
is
that.
that is
Got a better
that is
deal now.
huge.
A better
That
one.
is
We
a
have a
very
better
good
one now,
deal.
no?
Yeah.
I was actually getting some complaints on Square, but in any event, not to labor on that, we have a 1.7% flat rate, and then we also now have a interchange plus, which from the statements that I've seen and whatnot comes out to be about 1.5, and you get free equipment. But anyway, we're going back to the topic that we have on here. Anybody can always ask me on that. I didn't want to segue too much out of it, but yeah, good point. No, thank you.
Thank you, Na. We appreciate your support for Repairs First because we are
Absolutely.
helping people 100%. So just factory unlock. Stop being greedy. Put operating procedures in place. What does that mean?
Well, it's the blacklisted phones that people unlock is what they're talking about in the IMEI clean and the gray area that all falls in. And I mean, I understand completely both sides of the house on that, especially if you buy a phone in a shop from a customer, legitimately pay them for it. They go home 3 weeks later, they report the phone stolen. Okay, fine. You bought that phone legitimately. But I can see that. But, buying it from people that walk in off of the street because they want $20 for whatever reason, and then unlocking that one, I don't think that's right. But that's just an opinion. I'm not trying to force my opinion on anybody else. Run your business the way you run your business. But I would never do that in any of my stores.
If you have the correct procedures in place when this happens again, you won't be worried. Just symptoms of a completely black screen, no power, no nothing after update. As far we notice, if you use JCID after update, it will show the message about the screen not genuine. Brad, have you tried the JCID on it?
I think he's just referring to, like, he says he uses like true tone transfer, but it's not going to get rid of the message, which that's understood.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. The issue is they are claiming it happens on random phones. Is this parts issue or just buggy beta software issue? Are we speculating over nothing? Yeah.
I think we already addressed that one.
Yeah.
I don't think this was done purposely. Major bug. Yeah. App issues. Okay. What has been the fix or no fix? Well, it's really spotty, Brentley. It's
blackout screen, you can downgrade or use OEM screen.
There you go. Downgrade. Okay. Or use OEM screen, which leads to refurb. Not here, but the software interface is the same for all those parts. Now, some specific firmwares may have other features. It's like Windows PC. All can run Windows, but some may have other options in hardware software. Okay. And so this person says we've been seeing it on devices that have no repairs, all genuine, just going black. iPhone 8 to iPhone 13.
Yeah, which means if that's confirmed, I mean, that speaks volumes to what we're trying to preference to these people, that it's not an attack by Apple.
And then this user says some models just don't have soft OLED, so that's probably why they're not using them.
Refurbs.
Refurb. No, this is a really key here topic for you. So this is another benefit to refurb, right?
Yes, for the shop owner, I think refurb and the basic soldering is a must require. Otherwise, you're losing a lot of profit. So back in the day, refurbishing is hard, and a lot of people will tell you that refurbishing is wasting a lot of time and equipment is expensive. Yes, back in the day, yes. Now you can start refurb with the less than 1,500 the equipment, and the process is totally different. Over time, we all learn a lot, and the process is very simple now. a lot of people, if you're a shop owner, even if you're a one-man show, if you have a basic soldering skill, which is HDMI, those are common, like HDMI for game console, USB-C, and charging port, and of course the iPad Flex charging port. Those are pretty easy. Those are very basic soldering. You can compare that to refurbishing as well. If you do a basic screen refurbishing, you will have a lot of issue, and you will make a lot of profit. Of course, even though now shop owner, you have a technician who's still messing up just to remove iPhone screen from the housing, right? If you wanted to start learning about
That's
each and
updating.
every skill, it
Yeah,
takes time.
starts in 6
I would
seconds.
say give yourself time, but a lot of shop owner, they fail and then they gave up is because they wanted to put everything into their plate at once. They wanted to go to a refurbishing training right away. They wanted to come for soldering training, and they wanted to do everything at once. They wanted to bump on their flipping phone. They wanted to put everything in one plate at the same time. Then you're gonna be failed. You're gonna be discouraged because you wanted to go one step at a time. And actually, we offer this training, but nowadays, even the screen refurbishing doesn't require a lot of training. But if you wanted to go really professional, its training is a must because let's say you can learn a lot of things in 3 4 days instead of like struggling yourself, asking, "Hey, bro, please help me with this step." You can, and a lot of I have heard every day people talk about they comparing between the micro soldering and refurbishing.
Yeah.
My suggestion is do both, but one thing at a time. You don't want it to do like okay, and then you know exactly which route you wanted to go for the professional. But still, basic refurbishing and basic soldering is still required no matter what, because
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's so
yeah.
true. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, people don't have to pick one, but you have to attack it and implement properly and, create systems and all of that. I want to segue into our next topic. Sean said, I'm selling the iPhone 14 Pro Max like no tomorrow. Every year we have some sort of issues. This year is blacking out AM panels on iPhones. So this comment that David made actually kind of segues into our next topic, which is iPhone 14 the killer of the repair industry? And this is the same fear that we go through every year. Do you guys want to kind of talk about the fear that stores go through? Mark, we haven't really heard from you. Brad, do you guys want to kind of talk about what this fear that you see? Brad, you've been in the industry for a long time.
I can speak on it for a second. I don't think that the 14 will be the killer. What fears me the most is the time when Apple decides to bring back Touch ID inside the panel. That's been rumored. It's been talked about. It's been researched and developed by Apple. They have schematics. They have patents, but it hasn't been finalized or released. As heavy as Apple is on security, I think if they do ever decide to release Touch ID back into the panel, that is something to have a discussion about.
What does everybody think that is something that, I mean, like you said, they have patent for it. I've heard of that also. I mean, that is a little worrisome when you think about it, but
I mean, luckily that's not fixing to happen. So we have a few more years.
Yeah.
I think that's a far ways down the road. Apple's got patents for tons of things. Foldable phone. I mean, they've got a lot of patents. So for it happening anytime soon, I don't know. I don't see it happening, but
it's going to happen soon. And I think like the reason I mentioned it is just to give us like comfort of like we still have time. I don't think we're near that, but that is like what I look for in the future as to be like, when do I need to find another job?
No.
And if people are thinking that eSIM is what's going to kill the repair, think about it, man. When I worked in a shop, if we got a blacklisted phone, man, that went to our scrapyard. We made more money on that phone that was blacklisted than we ever did unlocking it and selling it.
Right.
Just from the repairs we could get from it, because now we've got parts.
Right.
Well, let me just say, as outsider of the repair, because I don't want to act like I'm expert like you guys. You guys know more than me. But this is what I would do if I was in a cell phone repair shop right now. Can you hear me? Am I clear?
We can hear you.
Okay, is start investing in training, start investing in micro soldering, start investing in other things so you can cover whatever Apple is doing, whatever it's accident or not accident is going to affect your income.
Yep.
So you need to start now immediately, take things more serious. Call Nicole, call someone with training programs.
No, you got Jessa with iPad Rehab. I mean,
exactly. You got to start working on investing in more training and more beefing up your knowledge now.
Yep.
Because if Apple is going to play games, prepare for all the other things.
I
Whether
think
they
he's
play
absolutely
games or
right.
not, you got to just start. There's many other things besides changing screen that you
What
can
people
do.
care
There's a
about
lot
more
of
than they care about their phone is the data on it. If you learn data recovery, that is so
There you
low
go. That's
labor,
right.
high profit.
Exactly.
Jessa's going to be going over that at the expo. She has an hour. She's going to be doing a
People will
live
flash their phone, but if
show.
you can get their pictures, they will pay you.
If I wasn't going to the expo right now today, I'll decided to go because I need to start adding more of my knowledge. What else I can do if Apple start playing? I mean, I don't want to call them playing games. Whatever happens is affecting your income. So what's your reaction? That's what you need to know.
Jessica Jones is going to be there with iPad Rehab. She's going to spend an hour. She has a speaking, plus she's doing the micro soldering competition, and she's specifically talking about how to add data recovery to your repair business. She's going to pull people from the audience and do an example. I mean, this is going to be awesome. If you're not doing data recovery, come to the expo. The tickets are free right now on the screen. GRE free on the website, and your ticket is free. Zip zero. Just show up to the expo. And if you're a micro solderer, please apply. You will get to come and go on stage. And even if you don't win, everybody gets to compete on the stage. It's going to be fun. And if you do win, you get bragging rights as the 2022 micro soldering championship and defend your title.
I'd like to just regarding this thing about the Apple. It's also in the automotive industry. Okay, before I got into the cell phone repair industry, I was in the automotive industry, and we're talking about diversifying and adding additional revenue streams to your business. Just a short 30-second story. The Cotman and Amco franchise originally only repaired transmissions only. And I forget exactly what year it was, but they went to Total Car Care to bring in additional revenue streams like air conditioning, brakes, AC flush. I mean, all these things, because, if you just focus on one sector or one section, you're not going to be able to have additional revenue streams. Transmissions were started to be made stronger. They were being made to last longer. There was an average of 80,000 miles on a transmission. Then they went up to almost 250,000 miles on an average transmission. And these transmission repair shops like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And so they had to learn to diversify their business and bring in additional revenue streams. Nothing more than adding micro soldering or data recovery to this industry. It's the same. If you go back and look at the auto industry and this industry, it's the same thing, just a different product. And you're going to go through both on both sides. Programming on the automotive industry, only dealer only. Then they came out, Snap-on and these other ones would come out with a fix for that to where an actual repair shop would be able to do it. So it's the same thing, different industry. We're here to stay. I believe we proved that cell phone repair is recession proof during or even COVID proof.
Yes.
People want their devices fixed, and there's way too many people in the U.S. and other countries to prevent that from happening.
We tripled our repair business during COVID. But anyhow, I don't want to get on that topic.
I know.
Alfie, everybody knows Alfie.
Yeah, Alfie, it's me. I'm Brian.
That's Brian. Have you tried the iOS 16 with an AM screen that has an IC chip switched over from original?
Yes, we have. We've done a couple. Akshay and myself, we swapped his IC over on his personal device on like a Facebook Live, and he did OTA update yesterday on 11 Pro Max Incel. No blackout, no touch issues, and still no message.
Okay, awesome. I was worried about Touch ID on the screen once the iPhone 5S came out. We made it this far. Don't worry, it'll be okay.
Let me just jump in here real quick. Obviously, I've been in this business a long time. When I got in this business, Nokia was the premier phone. Okay, and then we're talking about back in 1994, 1995. So in those days, we started repairing phones, and we were the first repair shop to ever be authorized by Nokia. And people would come to me and go, "Why would you fix these? You just throw them away." Even at the CTIA show, companies were trying to manufacture what they call disposable phones. They thought people would buy a phone, use up the minutes, and toss it in the trash.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, we quickly learned that they were all wrong. And I knew they were wrong when they started making like the Nokia slider phone that was $1,000. I knew that people were eventually going to need to fix these. So every year that I've ever been in business for the last 25 years, there's always some sort of device or phone that they say is going to end it all. It's no longer going to be repairable. You can't fix this phone. I remember when Samuel came out with some really tri-wing screws that we didn't have a screwdriver for. Like there was no way to even open this. We had to go down to a die shop down the street and have them make a tool so we could open it up. So my guess is no matter what Apple throws at us, no matter what Samsung throws at us or anybody else, there's enough geniuses in this business that are going to figure out a way to overcome that and fix it. And not only that, back when I started, we didn't have a parts supplier. We actually ripped things apart and got parts out of them. We couldn't buy it. There's no China supplier. Unfortunately, there was no WGP. There was no IG. There was no Mobile Centrics. So at the end of the day, we had to get really creative about how we got parts. But my point being here is that there's always going to be a way to fix a device. Always. And China now we're talking about billions of dollars that are from sales to suppliers, distributors, end users. They don't want to lose that business either. They're going to come out with the tools and the product that will match an iOS update. They'll come out with something that'll fix that and may not be immediate. That's good. There's always going to be a gap between a new device coming out and the repair to fix it. Thankfully, most times when people get a brand new device, they have to be really careful with it, and they're not dropping it right away.
Right.
There'll probably be a few months before a lot of us even see any iPhone 14s come in the door.
Right.
So luckily, all these little bugs will hopefully be fixed by then, and more than likely they will. So
Yeah, I
this
don't
is my
think
two
it's game over, but,
and based on my bald head and gray hair, I've been doing this a long time, and it's always the same story whenever something comes out. What's going to happen if? And what happens is guys like us, we figure out a way to fix it, whatever it takes.
Look at Brad. Showing the phone.
Let me tell you how many Apple stores in the U.S. How many do you think there is out there?
Apple stores. I think Apple's only got like less than like 300 or 400 stores.
Right.
Less than 300. 272.
Look, he's got the number. Look.
272. There's no way they can handle this business. So this love-hate relationship with the repair shops need to end. I mean, it's stupid. I don't understand how they can. Can you imagine all the car mechanics closed and you have to go to the dealership? It's over.
Oh,
the system will collapse. So
yeah.
there is a need for repair shops
Mark's
more
got
than Apple stores.
Updating.
Well, I think the manufacturers, I've had this told to me many times, is literally there's a fine line for them for offering repairs and replacing the product, right? They need to sell new product. But we find that customers will keep a phone for 2 or 3 or 4 years if they can continue to fix the product. But Apple wants to see them get a new product every 2 years, of course. So that gap is where we live. We live in that gap between a 2-year payoff and a 4-year-old phone that nobody wants to replace because they have the data in it and it still works.
Awesome.
So, hey, Mark Pauly,
yes,
you're about the only one that hasn't commented on that topic. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with most of what's been said from everybody but you. I'm just playing. So I really think that it's really for the shop owners, and I'm one of those too. For those of you who don't know, I've been in repair for 9 years before I started what I've got going on now. But it's fear-based. So they're like, they see one issue and they flip out and like the world is coming to an end. But it's like with any product that's paired with any software, right? There are software glitches. This has got major glitches that is purportedly killing people, right? So, so there's software bugs and problems and everything that we operate. As repair guys, we aren't immune from issues from our devices. Like I've got a guy that owns one of my stores, repair stores in Bedford, Virginia. He all of a sudden didn't get text messages for 2 days. He thought it was weird, rebooted his phone. He got like 70 text messages come in. Why? Who knows? You know, it's a software bug, right? So I think that what everybody said so far is spot on. A lot of repair shop owners think since Apple shenanigans, which in the past maybe, but I think nowadays there's so many people on them that, you know, I don't think there's any room for that anymore without them having a big PR issue. So that's my comments about it.
Thank you, Mark. We've got some more comments here. Someone said data recovery is amazing, 400 to 500 all day. Microsoldering's worth it. Go to the expo this year, not next year. I'm 100% sure you'll boost your sales if you go. This is actually Dustin Knight talking. He did boost his sales after the expo. He actually, his store is doing around 50K a month, and he's been very vocal about that. And thank you for that, Dustin. So many shop owners that are doing what most consider successfully, they keep it hidden, like it's something that, you know, someone can take from you. You know, more shops should say, I'm doing this X amount every month, because it makes others realize, oh, I can do the same thing. There's something I need to learn to be able to do what you're doing. And so that's exactly what Dustin did. You will learn amazing things for your business if you're a mobile guy, one store owner, or multi-store. And that is 100% true. Learn to be the best repair shop owner you can be. It has helped me, and I've been in the business 20 years, Dustin Knight. I will tell you, Dustin goes to every expo, and I've not ever seen him make a post like he did about the difference in revenue that he had from going from the Gadget Repair Expo. And this show, Jessa's gonna be there, and you can, you know, you're gonna see Edgar there doing a micro soldering demo. We've got 3 different refurb demos. Javier, Shira's gonna be there doing watch refurb, iPhone refurb, iPad refurb. So you can learn all of this stuff, plus all of the business topics we're going to be covering, and of course the amazing vendors and all of the giveaways that's going to be there. So you guys get your ticket. It's free right now. I'm going to put it up right there, GRE free.
I think it's also one other thing to add to that really quickly is that it's a confidence level. If you're a shop owner and you don't have much confidence, your world just ended with the first issue. If you're very confident in what you do and you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel and you're not a doomsday person or whatever, I think that would serve everyone very well. So training comes into that, of course, because to have confidence, you need to know what you're really talking about. So I got the sticker here for you guys. Whatever you do today, do it with the confidence of a 4-year-old in a Superman cape. That's my sticker.
Wow.
Yeah, I think we got to remember as an industry, this is probably the only industry that I can think of that there's no Rand McNally book to teach you how to do a repair. There's nothing that out there that literally walks you through every repair. Everything that's been done, every advancement that we've made in repair has been done by the individual shop owner who had the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to take it apart and see what happens. And that's what drives this industry. So I don't think that there's going to be anything that comes out that we're not going to be able to overcome. It's just coming together as a community and building that community to a point of, hey, no one else is going to give us this information, so we're going to give it to each other.
What about this comment? iPhone repair industry margins will decrease and eventually phase out. I don't believe that, and I think you can affect your profit margins. Ahmed, you want to comment on it?
You guys don't understand that the people need phones more than they need their shoes. I will give up anything. I will not give up my phone. You gotta understand this. There's more humans added every day. There's more phones being used. That is 9 years old walking around with iPhones. So this never happened before. So the users are higher. All what you guys need to do is just shift your mindset. Add more. I got a guy, a repair shop, finally listened to me, and I told him add the prepaid. Add the prepaid. He ordered yesterday 165 phones right here. One order. And look, and he's making $100 in each one of them. He said, I'm gonna sell them all this month. That's 16 grand in his pocket. There's more than iOS 16 disaster. I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna deal with it. How? I'm gonna increase my income by adding more services. Like add your knowledge with the repair. What is not? He left the call. So this guy can help you. Micro soldering, prepaid, accessories, upsell, If you're making more money, you won't be complaining right now. So you got to start making more money and forget about the Apple is going to fix their issue. But right now, it's on you how to add more products. There's so many other products that I care less if iPhone 14 or 15 happen. It is what it is. I'm going to deal with it, but I can add more income by offering other products. Trust me, you're looking in the wrong spot. Look at the right spots where you can make more money and sell more accessories and sell more phones, repairs, whatever. There's a million things happening out there.
So
you're going to talk about this at the Gadget Repair Expo, correct?
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, I have a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the best. I wish I can say names. I can't because of privacy. But these guys are killing it with the prepaid, killing it. Like they're not offering it; they're selling it. 5, 6, 7.
Can you tell folks a little bit about what your 2-hour sales presentation is about? But the bulk of that is about that, right?
Yes, it's going to be talking about how to sell. Remember one thing. I mean, I don't want to. Repair shops, I know what I want when I walk in. I got a broken screen. I got a broken camera. I hand you the phone. How much is it? Blah, 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 blah. We finish the transaction. Now it's on you to tell me, hey, man, why don't you upgrade your phone? We can finance a phone. Financing. Selling me accessories so I don't break my phone again. Offer me to save on my monthly bill. All these things I might reject, but it's going to be on my head to come next time and do it. So you start training your staff how to sell, how to offer products. You're broken. Listen, I walked in with an issue with my car. I walked out with a new car. I don't know how this happened, but the guy showed me how I can finance, how I can upgrade my car and get the same thing. It's easy. If you can do that with cars, you can do that with phones. And then you start talking about products. You can talk about prepaid accessories, how to bundle. Listen, buy one accessory, we get you the second one half. You can't just walk in and wait for them to tell you what they want and then fix the issue. You open your door for all kind of opportunities. So you're just focusing on one and you forgot about another 20. That's where you're going to make more money. Upsell, offer more products, start talking to your customers, ask them what they want, engage with them with social media, and grow your traffic. That's what you need, and add more money. And if you need help, seek help.
One thing I want to add to that. Somebody said they're scared that their margins are going to lower. Well,
they're not going to
scared the margins are going to lower. You should be increasing your margins right now. You should be increasing your sales margins on accessories, Axiom Armor, ACO Insurance.
Yes.
Selling devices, doing trade-ins. All these should be things you should be concentrating right now. Don't wait for the margins to drop and then worry about it.
Exactly.
Increase your margins today.
Don't treat your business like a grocery store. You're taking orders. You need to start selling. Are you a salesperson or a clerk? That's what you need to decide. Come to the show. Yep. Let's talk about this sales training, and I'll give you a lot of techniques, guys. I'll give you a lot of things that's going to help you on your business.
Alex, we appreciate your comments, and we understand that there are other business owners that feel like you. You also have to understand that perception that you have on your business also affects it. There is going to be a store owner there who does $1.5 million a year in revenue with one location at the expo, and he's going to be speaking about how he does it. But also, we're going to have a mindset panel, and there's going to be successful shop owner on there, shop owners, not just nobody's selling a program. It's going to be successful shop owners and what that meant for their business when they changed it. So I understand that, you're generalizing and say everybody buys insurance, right? All the phones are going to, go. I understand that. But, you got to look at it kind of differently. This is something that we've been dealing with for a long time. Prices go down as new devices come out. Brad and Brian, what would you guys say about part side? He's saying how much is the iPhone 13 Pro Max right now?
I would like to say one thing on that one. It's you can't really base it on the price of the last phone model because the parts are always going to be higher. It's all about supply. Once they start to make more parts to be available for that phone, that's when the parts price starts to drop. The margins start to eventually to be back. So I just wanted to make one response on that one. You can't really go off of the iPhone 13 Pro Max LCD cards because that's the last phone model out. It's going to be
That's right. Alfie said, Nicole, I don't know why people say phone profits will go away. 3 industries that are here to stay is engineering, medical, and auto mechanics, which are 2 both engineering. These three fields will always be needed. Phones, iPads, computers, repair shops fix them. Hospitals use them. Mechanics use them. So why would profits go away? It may get harder to fix Apple devices, but how many phone brands are out there and coming out? You'll need, yeah. So Alfie, yeah, correct. We agree with you there. You'll need support. And this is, I'm telling you, this is why Repairs First is definitely going to be more and more needed. The kind of support that we're giving and helping through this whole process and gathering information and bringing everybody together. If you're not a member, definitely look at that. It's been a whole year. Price hasn't dropped. Parts, guys. You want to comment on it?
But there isn't an LCD available for 13 Pro Max. He's only like everything like premium and refurb. So I don't know what he's using to correlate this conjunction.
There's no LCD for it, Alex. Can you comment the exact screen type, please? Our micro-soldering services will continue to have work. I think now we'll have more business. Yeah, Diego, we agree with you. Definitely get micro-soldering and refurb. So we are over the hour, and I want to honor everybody's time. Get your free tickets to the expo. Does anybody want to say anything? Want to add?
Become a Repairs First member.
Yes, become a Repair First. Join the winners. Join this association that fights for you, and they really do everything for you. Come to the expo. Make sure you guys there. Make sure this is the trip. Be prepared for the holidays because we got it in October, so you can end the year with more wins. Come on over. Be a winner. Come on. I want to see everybody.
I think it's really important everybody try to come to the expo. There's more to it than just meeting the vendors and shaking the hands and everything like that. I mean, all these classes that we've put together that Nicole has spent hundreds and hundreds, I don't know, Jeremy, Brad, Nicole, Ahmed, all you guys, and thank you very much for your support in promoting the expo. But generally, everybody listening to this call, we're doing this because we really, truly, genuinely want to help you. That's why right now, don't pay for a ticket. Get it for free. Jeremy, how long are you going to keep the GRE free thing going?
I like this comment. Sick mustache, bro. I think that.
I think that the GRE free is 24 hours. Is that right, Jeremy?
24 hours. 24 hours.
Brad. I think that it's going to be free till tomorrow. We could with 8 a.m. in the morning is the way the code works. So if you're watching this, it's recorded. It's still going to work till tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, we'll let everybody go. Thank you for being on this live. Everybody that's watching, we really appreciate you. Get your ticket. It's free, GRE free. Even the playback, you get your free ticket. And if you have questions about being a Repairs First member, please reach out to me or one of us here. And we'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, 2 p.m. with another topic.
And let's go Braves.
I don't know what that means. Oh, my goodness. We're started a war now. End live.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.